Hi, we're back cooking with Sharon, and I have an amazing breakfast item for you today. Who doesn't love cinnamon rolls? I mean, I love cinnamon rolls, and usually when I think about eating them, I'm at the mall because Cinnabon just smells up the whole place. So we're going to do this at home. A lot of times we cook from scratch and start from ground zero, but today I'm going to let you all cheat. And one of the items, the main item, is going to be some biscuits. Just from the local grocery store, Grand's, Pillsbury, or anything similar or comparable. But we're going to make a crock pot cinnamon roll. So the smell that I started to talk about in the beginning, when you're at the mall and you smell Cinnabon, it's welcoming. So just think about this for a moment. If you have some guests in town and you want to prepare breakfast, some items for them, and you want the whole house to smell fresh with cinnamon rolls, this is it. So we're going to use something standard like our crock pot here. And I've already started. You'll see it's just our traditional crock pot. I've already pre-lined it with aluminum foil. And then I'm just going to spray the inside of it just to coat it. Let's just make sure. Okay, yeah. And put it on low. We're going to cook on low. So something simple, let's get started. So what I have, I've already shown you the biscuits, and then we have just about a half a cup of melted butter. We have granulated sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, cinnamon, all the things that go into cinnamon rolls. And of course we have like our egg mixture. I'm using half and half today. If you don't have that, that's cool. A lot of time it's more for the flavor and consistency of it. If you're not going to use half and half, you could use maybe heavy cream. And then I have about 4 eggs. As you know here, I usually don't do the whole eggs. We use liquid eggs. So you can use that or whole eggs. And then we have salt, vanilla, and then of course for our icing, powdered sugar, about 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. We're doing a cream cheese icing today. And then I have pecans or pecans. How do y'all say it? I say pecans, but I guess it depends on where you're from. And then butter as well. So let's get started. Just make sure if you don't want the pecans, you definitely keep that out. If you have a nut allergy, no problem. We're just going to add it today. And you're going to take your biscuits and we are going to cut them up. So let's see. Oh, I always have trouble with these at home. I should have pre-opened this. But usually at home I have a sharp edge corner. Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll open those. And you're just going to take them and we're going to cut them in quarters. I'm making a whole bunch of noise today. I apologize. What? Oh, it's okay. Look, now he wants to help out. Any other time, y'all, I mean, my hair could be out of place, my lipstick on my teeth or whatever. Now he wants the biscuits to falling, so it's all good. Thanks. I appreciate your help. All right. So, I mean, because, women, we got to have our hair in place at all times. But, it's the small things men don't understand. But anyways, okay, so we're back to cooking. All right, so we're going to take our our biscuits. And you can do them in stacks like we have them here. But just take a chef knife and just cut them in quarters. Just like that. And as you cut them, just we're going to peel it and just put it into our bowl right here. Okay. And then everything, you'll see the actual recipe, but everything, this is going to be so easy to set up, and then you let it go. And then you can focus on some other things for your brunch or your breakfast that you may have for that day. So we have all these different pieces of our biscuits. Just make sure that they're separated. I think, oh yeah. Okay. So, and I selected the butter tasting. Those are my favorite if I don't make biscuits from scratch. If you haven't tried them, you got to check them out. Pillsbury, they're the bomb. You can also use just a regular Pillsbury, the flaky ones, I believe they are. But just make sure that all your biscuits are cut in quarters and then separated. Okay. And then grab a bowl, and we're going to make our mixture that goes on top. Okay. So let's see. I think you have about, I don't know, it looks like I have more than 74 pieces. Okay. But anyways, take that bowl, keep it there. Okay, so we're going to take our brown sugar and our regular white sugar and mix it together along with our cinnamon. And just make sure that that whole mixture is nicely mixed. Just like this. And then you're going to take your melted butter that you have. And we're going to put it into our cut up pieces of biscuit. Okay, so just make sure that that mixture is nicely mixed. And then we're going to take our liquid butter, or butter that's melted. It's kind of hot. And just pour it over. And then we're going to take our cinnamon mixture and make sure that each one of those pieces are nicely coated. So I'm going to use gloves just because I don't want to get all messy. So just take this cinnamon mixture, and we'll just make sure that each one of the pieces is nicely coated. Take that butter and make sure it's all mixed around like this. And then, well, the great thing about these biscuits, like I said, they're extra butter. So this is not the ideal recipe for someone that's trying to watch their calories, but you can treat yourself every once in a while, right? That's what I think. Okay, so you're going to use most of your mixture that you have here. Just make sure that all of them are nicely coated. And as we're coating them, I'm just going to add them to our crock pot that we've prepared. Okay. This is something very simple and easy that you could just get together, like I said, early in the morning or right before brunch. Now this is the part that I'm not a huge fan of, because it will take a little bit of time to cook in our crock pot. But you could get up early in the morning and prepare this. And in our crock pot, we're going to have this cooking for about 3 hours. 3.5 hours. It may take a little bit longer depending on how the middle part cooks up. You know, some of those cinnamon rolls, if you recall, they may be gooey. I like the gooey part of the cinnamon roll that you get from, the cinnamon roll spot. But it's personal preference. But you want to make sure, like, all of it, like I said, is nicely coated. Okay. Looks like we're mixing up nicely. And if you don't want it I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't want as much sugar, that's fine. But that's the whole point of eating a cinnamon roll. You got to have some sugar in there. A lot of sugar, actually. Because you see this powdered sugar sitting here. That's about, I don't know, 2.5 cups of powdered sugar for our icing. And if you don't have it already out, you want to get either a hand mixer or immersion blender. I have my hand mixer right here. But if you have something else to mix, we're going to use next our cream cheese. Mix that up shortly. So you're just placing all this in your crock pot. And you can layer some of them. That's fine. I mean, that's what a cinnamon roll is, really. all the different layers of goodness. So make sure you get everything out. And we're going to, because I'm going to use the same bowl so we won't have to wash too many dishes. Okay. It's looking quite good. Okay. And then just put the remaining cinnamon roll or the cinnamon mix. We'll just take it and sprinkle it on top. Okay. And now the egg, well, actually, I said we were going to do the icing, but we're going to go to the egg mixture. So you have 4 eggs, about 4 eggs. I also, and it's okay if we use the same bowl because all of it's going in the same place anyways. So we have that. We have our half and half, about 2/3 cup of half and half. And then I have a little bit of salt. It's about half a teaspoon of salt, and then vanilla. About a teaspoon and a half teaspoon. You know I don't really measure, but it's about that. Mix all this up. Just make sure it's nicely whisked. And then you're going to pour this right on over your cinnamon roll bites in here. Just make sure that's nicely coated. Okay. And the last step we have will be our icing. And we're going to start off with, this is about 3 ounces of cream cheese. And then about 2 tablespoons of butter. And we'll start off just with those 2 right now, and we'll gradually add in our powdered sugar. You want to make sure that they're room temperature or soft. And then you're going to gradually add in one thing I am missing here, but I think I have it. Yeah. You need some half and half, about 2 tablespoons of it. Just to make it a little bit less floury, if that's a word. Okay, let me grab, half and half. About a tablespoon we'll start off with. And a half. That's my phone. Oh my God. I forgot. Okay, so as I just put in the half and half, about 2 tablespoons, we'll mix this up. Oh yeah. Just make sure everything is well blended. And it should look kind of like this. And we're going to add in the rest of our powdered sugar. Okay. It looks like we need, let's see, just a little bit more half and half. Maybe like 1 more tablespoon. Just so our icing isn't dry. Oh yeah, look at how it looks. I love it. And this is like the icing that you see for Cinnabon. We just made it ourselves. So, I mean, it looks amazing. Okay, just get all the edges. Make sure everything is there in your bowl. Off the side. Okay, so we're looking good. I always try to get all the excess contents off of my beaters. Okay, and then we're going to take half of this, and so it should look kind of like not too runny, but you definitely don't want a thick icing. Okay, so we're going to just take it and put it on half of it. We're going to put on the top because you all know that with cinnamon rolls, you want to have an icing when it gets done and it's finished. We're just going to use half of it as it's baking or cooking. It's not really baking, it's cooking. And then we'll save the rest for when it's through. Okay, so cover, and you'll start to smell all this great goodness in about maybe 30, 40 minutes. But we have about 3 hours for it to cook. Now remember, it's on low, so cover it and go work on something else. We'll see you back shortly. Oh, shoot, I forgot the pecans. Well, since I already covered it with some of the icing, it's all good. We're just going to sprinkle these on top, and it'll still be amazing. So, there you have it. So, now we're ready. So, we'll see you in about 3.5 hours. Okay, and we're back. It's taken some time for this, but you all are going to enjoy the cinnamon rolls, and I'm sure your guests will too. So, if yours doesn't look like this, sometimes you may need to cook it just a little bit longer on a higher temperature. So, if you're feeling that it's a little gooey on top, it's all good. So we're going to plate it or bowl it up. So the little pieces like that we cut, look how they're just coming out. And the pecans, so you can do like a portion. You can serve it straight from the crock pot, or you can have it served on this bowl, but it's just like a little cinnamon roll. And then remember, we have our leftover icing we're going to use. And we'll just, let's see. We'll drizzle some on top. This piece actually has a lot on it already, but we'll just drizzle some of it on top. And you may need to just add a little bit more half and half to make it less thick. Thanks. Okay, so we have put it in our bowl, and our icing got a little bit thick, but that's all right. We're just going to add just a tad of the half and half, just a little. That's all you need, just to make it. Oh, see, that's why I told you. Doggone it. Just a little. Okay, yeah, perfect. All right, so we'll just add this to our cinnamon roll. And there you have it, a perfect breakfast or brunch addition, or a snack for afternoon with your kids. So, as always, we appreciate you joining Cooking with Sharon. We'll see you the next time. Oh, I mean, you're just looking off yonder.